Hello, my name is Natalie and I am in Group 2. Today I'm going to be talking about the cuisines of Germany, Greece, Denmark, and France. Our group member Emily has prepared a dish that combines all four of these countries together. She created a fried pork chop schnitzel gyro with a potato ratatouille. Traditionally, a German schnitzel is made with pork opposed to veal, so that is what we are going to be using today. As for where the schnitzel originally came from, the technique of breading and frying thin cuts of meat is attributed to the Romans from around 1 BC. Next, we are going to be making a gyro to complement our schnitzel. Usually the gyro can be made with lamb, beef, or pork, but obviously we are going to be using pork. The gyro is widely thought to have originated in Greece and is a sort of a sandwich, using pita bread. On top of the pita bread is our gyro sauce, which is traditionally a yogurty, textury sauce. In Denmark, the cuisine originates from the peasants' population's own local produce and was later enhanced by cooking techniques developed in the late 19th century. At this time, potatoes were in abundance, and this is what the peasants mostly incorporated into their dishes. In our dish, we are going to be using potatoes in a carte au fleur form. This is done by boiling potatoes and slicing them into thin pieces. Next, we are going to be making a ratatouille. In France, ratatouille is a culinary specialty of Nice, also found throughout the province. It exists in many different countries under many different names, but basically it is a stew of various vegetables. It is composed of pieces of cooked vegetables. In our recipe, we are using zucchini, tomatoes, and onions.
Okay, so starting with pork chops, I have boneless pork chops, which I'm going to tenderize. I'm going to mix the eggs in the milk, and I'm going to dip it in that mixture. It's approximately half a cup of milk. Then I have a cup of breadcrumbs, a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, and dip the mixture in the breadcrumbs. And then I'm going to bring it over here to the oil, olive oil, which I have heating up on about a medium heat. And I also need to get potatoes boiling for the ratatouille and carte au fleur dish. Okay, so now I have the pork chops frying and I have the potatoes boiling. The pork chops, I'm doing it real slow, like I said on the fry, but I'm actually going to turn it down to a 4. I want to just lightly fry it on both sides, but you want to make sure it's cooked fully through. You can see they're pretty thin. I tenderized them pretty thin. Okay, so potatoes are almost done. They just need a couple more minutes. And then pork chops are done. I have them on a paper towel to kind of soak up some of the grease, makes them a little crispier. Over here, I have the tomato and zucchini prepared for the ratatouille and carte au fleur dish. And then I also am making a gyro sauce to go on our gyro. It's got about half a cup of a cucumber. It's 2/3 of a cucumber shredded, a cup of sour cream, half a teaspoon of minced garlic, a 1/4 a teaspoon of mustard, and I'm going to use about half of this, which is about half of a teaspoon of fresh dill, and I'm just going to mix this all together. I have the finished gyro mixture. I'm going to stick this into the fridge until I'm ready to use. Then I have the drained soft potatoes. I cut everything into 1/4 inch slices. So I have the tomato, the zucchini, the potatoes. I also have thin slices of onion, which are relevant to both dishes, the carte au fleur and the ratatouille. And then I have 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil heating up. It's actually a little too hot. Turn it down a little more. I'm going to start with the potatoes. Be sure not to mix them too much because they will start to fall apart. I also have the oven preheating to 400 to toast the pita bread. This is just going to warm it up and it's only going to go on for 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so just pulled out the potatoes and they're lightly brown. And I have the zucchini, tomatoes, and onions in the pan. I'm just going to let this cook until everything softens up. I'm going to mix it together and it's going to be ready to go. I just lightly seasoned it with garlic, salt, and pepper. I also just pulled the pita out of the oven. It's nice and toasty and warm. It's soft. It's perfect. And then the pork chops I'm going to slice up and put everything together. Okay, so final dish, we have the pita with the schnitzel inside our gyro sauce. All of that is together, and then we have our ratatouille and carte au fleur. Yum!